Let's take a look at the regulation of secretion from the gastric glands. There are three phases of secretion. The first phase is called the cephalic phase. That's when just the thought of food, the sight of food, the smell of food, and so on get the juices flowing, so to speak. That is a parasympathetic reflex that stimulates secretion of saliva and stimulates gastric secretion. That's in preparation for food to enter the GI tract. Once we do eat something and food actually enters the stomach, that's the start of the gastric phase. The gastric phase, when food is physically inside of the stomach, is triggered by that presence of food and also distension of the stomach wall. Those things will stimulate gastric gland secretion, and gastric glands will secrete gastric juice that will mix with the contents of the stomach thoroughly, transforming what's in the stomach into a mixture called chyme. After processing in the stomach is finished, the chyme, which is very acidic, moves into the small intestine, and that's the trigger for the third phase of regulation. Now, the last phase of regulation for gastric secretion is a phase that works primarily to turn off gastric secretion because some of the acidic chyme moves into the small intestine. The small intestine is not really suited for that acidity, and so a sympathetic reflex, a fight or flight reflex, it's called the enterogastric reflex, will work to slow gastric motility and slow gastric secretion. And so the intestinal phase of regulation turns the stomach off.